me your odds to give him.
I did 500 to 1. He's coming in last place.
Got it.
The last team we're going to talk about is the first pick of the draft, Time Zones. And
Time Ziggity.
Time Zones brought Michael. You don't know Michael Carrata, but Michael Carrata is not, he's like the third partner. Should we have another one of bourbon before the video might run out here?
Oh, let's go. We got to talk about
Hurry
it.
up. I don't mean it in a rude way, just because it could be the memory card. Anyway, it was great to see Michael Carrata. And they were repeating a lot of names, so there was another team where I thought they had a bad draft. You know how I fell off of them, I put them in the contender video, but they're usually one of my pre-draft favorites, because to me, they sneak up on people, excuse me.
That's okay, I know you're lightweight. So.
But one thing I like about them is they came to that same table, and that's another catbird seat table. I love that table right there.
They always sit in there.
No one's behind you, you got to see the whole room, and what happens is they repeated a few names, and it throws me for a loop a little bit, because once again, they came out of this draft showing that they know what they're doing, in my opinion.
They really do. I like their...
If you look at their, Mike Trout, Jacob deGrom, Starling Marte, Cueto, Carlos Gonzalez is key here. He is injury prone. I love the Drew Smiley pick. So from 1 through 7, I like it. There are some question marks here. Michael Pineda, Carlos Gonzalez, okay? Question mark because of health.
But when Pineda is your fourth starter, that's not a bad gamble at that time. I love the DeGrom,
Cueto, Smiley,
back to back, and then you have Smiley as a 3. That's really, really strong.
They need Chapman to come back, but a month is not a long time for a closer. That's like 5 to 7, maybe 6 to 10 saves, maybe.
Yeah, I mean Nice in the 19th round. That's a big gamble. It could be a wasted pick.
I love Patrick
But Corbin is always strong. He has good potential to be strong. Jonathan Nice, new scenery. Maybe it'll help him get out of the 4th inning once in a fucking blue moon. We'll never know. Derek Holland, he has his 2 closers. 2 closers with Chapman in the wings waiting.
No, 1 closer. Quackenboss, but Quackenboss could get the job away from Fernando Rodney.
And I think that can possibly happen.
If he starts walking people, Rodney.
And Rodney's
He's
always wild.
They're not going to win a lot of games anyway.
So we'll see. I mean, I like the Tollison. Once you get Chapman to come back, I mean, that could be, you never know.
It becomes Tollison and Chapman with DeGrom, Cueto, Smiley, Pineda, Corbin.
You got to like that.
And Derek Collins is a sneaky pick. If you only got to change 1 or 2 guys, plus they got Eduardo Rodriguez on the DL. Now,
not a lot of injury guys.
The one problem I have with them, Alex Rodriguez was the guy that was there the whole time. I kept looking at his name, and I even said the Torch. Him and Teixeira, I kept saying Teixeira's still there. And the problem, Teixeira should be on my team because I really liked him coming into the year, but for some reason I just never was able to yell out his name. And which is fine. You don't have to have these guys. You can win in all kinds of ways, but. Danny Valencia to me might be a sneaky pick because he does bat 4th in that Oakland A lineup. It's not a strong lineup. Darren O'Day and Quackenboss aren't the greatest. But if you look at their team at home, you look at their outfield, Mike Trout, Starling Marte, Carlos Gonzalez, Alex Rodriguez utility, Michael Conforto in outfield. We don't know. They might sit him. I like Conforto. He might be another year away.
I don't think this is the year for him.
Yeah.
And nobody's a bigger Met fan than me. He's gonna sit a lot. I think they're gonna try to get the Ozzie in the game like they did the other day. Yeah. He's gonna be more of a platoon player, getting most of the time, but not enough. So I think you have to straighten that out a little bit.
Marcus Semien and Jonathan Villar, they're gonna have to do something about those 2 guys.
He's definitely gonna have to. And we all loved Semien and his potential. I'm not sold on Semien yet, and Villar could be. He could be what he is. He'll give you some stats here and there, but he's not the guy that you have. That's the one guy I think you have to change. I don't mind taking a gamble on Semien. Villar, I think you have to figure out and slide somebody right into that slot.
Yeah, I thought they had a draft debacle the day of the draft, but they ended up coming out with a pretty good team. I mean, they're going to have to work the waiver wire early on just to strain out a couple of things. But the problem is they're not going to have a really good pick. They're going to have a bad pick, and a couple of positions they need help. I don't think they're going to be able to get. My concern from them, and I think you agree, are health. I think Cargo and Pineda could be the keys of this team.
And they get hurt every year. I mean,
and Cueto too has been a little shaky lately. He's back in the National League.
He's back in the National League. And I was never a big Cueto fan. when he was with the Reds, but he's always put up the numbers, so I can't argue with him. So I really love that pitching staff, especially the front end. He's going to get some help in the back end of the pitching staff with the saves and the closing category. So I think he has a strong, legit team, and he can definitely be a contender this year.
Yeah, they
I like
have,
his team.
this is what I tried telling you guys about time zones, is you don't pay attention, they'll sneak up on you and put themselves in contention. Yeah, they made some blunders this year, but this is a solid team, and believe it or not,
So maybe being dull sometimes actually
they're very dull,
So that
very
helps.
dry.
and dry, so that helps with going under the radar.
I mean, they need some help. They need Brandon Belt to be a little solid. But I like Adrian Gonzalez and DJ. This team is built on their outfield and their pitching. So this is a strong team. And believe it or not, Sal, they're 6-1.
That's heavy
They're
favorites.
one of the favorites.
So
They're the
we got
third
the
choice.
favorite,
Third choice out of all the girls. I just like what they did. I like their team. A couple of tweaks here and there. And we'll see what happens. I mean, Sal, we did.